everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And yes, I was absent yesterday. I was not actually absent. I was just inaudible, a bit like Harry and Meghan, and I'm going to get the giggles. Now, I recorded two lovely readings for you, and when I came to check the audio quality before uploading them, all I heard was distortion. And my microphone finally gave up the ghost. The new one is on its way. Well, I actually think it's still being manufactured in China. It's taking the slow boat, but it will arrive next week. So in the meantime, I'm using my phone and I'm using the headset on my phone and trying my best. The sound isn't going to be wonderful. I do apologize for that. You'll have to bear with me for a while. But at least, hopefully, there won't be terrible distortion. And I will re-record those readings I did at some future date. I can't do them over completely. But of course, it being the royals, things have moved on since yesterday. And we are going to have a look at the story that has popped up recently about Harry being elevated to the board of the African Parks Network. And he was previously the president of African Parks. He was president for 6 years. A timeline that kind of coincided with little Miss Markle arriving on the scene, interestingly. President has now been elevated to the board, the South African board specifically. I went and looked at their website. It's a very odd word to use for a president to be elevated to the board. But that's actually the language that they use on their website. They give him a glowing review and talk about his 6 loyal years of service as president, and now he has been elevated to the South African board. They have a board here, they have a board there, they have a board everywhere. I did check the board positions, board members are not paid according to their financial statements. I had a look at that as well. So it's an unpaid position, interestingly. It is based in South Africa because, as I say, there is a board here, a board there, a board everywhere. Daniel Boland did a very funny YouTube piece on it, just by the way. I watched it, I think it was this morning. I've lost track of time and space. And he does a very good South African accent, does Daniel Boland. Had a good laugh at my expense and everyone else in this country's expense. It was very funny. Worth watching if you're in need of some entertainment with some interesting South African accents. But anyway, we're going to use the Wandering Star Tarot because we're dealing with a Wandering Star. And we're going to ask what is going on, how useful this position is to has-been, how useful he is to them. He was president for 6 years, now on the board. And was this a promotion or a demotion, really? And is this a precursor to has-been actually moving, to Africa as the cards collapse on the table? It's my African tarot deck, this Wandering Star one. Well, one of them. There is another one. But anyway, it's wandering, so it's good enough. I think there is one with more African scenery in it, but this is not the one. But anyway, it's good enough. It's the one that asked to be read with, so we're going to carry on with it. The Wandering Star Tarot. We're going to ask what's going on. There was a moment last year when he did actually show up as the president of the African Parks Network, and that was during, I think it was US Senate visit to Southern Africa, or Africa generally, to check out something to do with the environment. I can't remember what, water maybe, the ocean. And there was speculation that has-been either attached himself to that group and made it seem as if he was Mr. Important being sent out on a delegation from the United States to Africa, or he, as I say, fudged it, or he might even have used old photos and made it look as if this was all contemporaneous. How's that for a big word on a Wednesday afternoon? There was something dodgy about it, people speculated. So interesting things going on with African Parks Network, or as I'm going to call it, African Perks Network, even though it's allegedly an unpaid position. I'm going to shuffle a bit more. Little 5-card reading to warm things up here. And we're going to ask, as I say, his feelings about them, their feelings about him. How useful is he really? And is this a promotion or a demotion? Elevated to the board. And is he heading for Africa as part of the separation narrative, which seems to be gaining traction around and about? So I think we've got our cards live popping, and hopefully you're not getting all kinds of snaps and crackles and pops while I'm doing this. And let's remind you, it's tarot for fun and entertainment. It is all speculation. It's all my opinion. I just read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. And let's see what the Wandering Star Tarot tells us about our potentially wandering star, the Prince. Has been himself. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is a setback, a reversal of fortune according to the tarot. The card is in the reverse. It means bad luck. It means an unfortunate turn of events. A bit of a surprise turn of events, actually. I'm getting that whatever else shows up in this reading, because this is the underlying energy and it's major arcana, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it was a demotion, unexpected even, possibly, because the Wheel of Fortune in reverse has a bit of a tower energy about it. You gamble on something, you're believing in lady luck, and then lady luck gives you a good kick somewhere where it hurts a lot, and that is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And it's also about timing. A lot of people thought that this announcement was made because of the King's visit to Kenya, checking out the colonies, the old colonies there. All a bit unfortunate for the royals at the moment, all of that stuff. But that's another story for another day. But this is bad timing with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's unfortunate timing. So even though they might have leaked it, trying to steal some of the thunder from the king, as they do like to do, seemingly, it didn't quite work out the way they thought it was going to. Let's look at the actual situation. What do we have? We've got the Three of Swords. Ooh, pain and betrayal. Yeah, this is devastating. However it's been spun, Wheel of Fortune, it's painful. It feels like a loss. It feels like a betrayal. Something very hurtful has happened. And I think the position of president was more exciting for has-been than board member of the South African board. The board among many boards. As I say, I think there's one in the US, one in Germany or the Netherlands or somewhere like that, all over the place. So let's see, how important is this role with African Parks Network for has-been himself? We got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. He's feeling the burn of being demoted, because that is him, Earth sign Prince, the Knight of Pentacles, and it is about prosperity and benefits and lovely things like that. Investment, it says here. It's about a long journey, slow, steady progress, really. It's in reverse. This is a progress that stopped. This is something that he thought was going to be quite lucrative maybe for him. Maybe the president does get some sort of pay or remuneration or something, and our board member does not, because the card is in reverse. So it's ground to a halt. It's not as lucrative as he thought it was going to be. And yeah, it's unfortunate the way things have worked out. We don't have a good card on the tarot table yet. It's a positive card showing good energy, happy prince. None of that. We have unhappy prince. Betrayed, hurt, shocked, horrified, disappointed. Tell us about them at the African Parks Network. How do they view Prince Harry and his usefulness to them? According to the cards, the energy of the cards. Temperance, that's the patience card. That's about being, biding your time, thinking that maybe things can get better. I don't get the feeling that they think he's done a wonderful job. I think they think that just be patient, just keep calm and carry on is the temperance energy that's coming off that card. He's useful. It's blending energies, the temperance card, harmonizing things. And the blending energies would be he's bringing external attention to them that is useful for them. So that's what I'm getting from that. A bit of a star feeling about that. bringing outside influence, outside resources, maybe with that Temperance card and the blending of energies that's going on. But it has the strongest energy for me of the card is to do with just be patient. Maybe things will get better. Maybe he'll be more useful than he has so far. That is my personal feeling coming from that energy. So tell us, is this a demotion or a promotion? And I've already got a demotion energy in this reading quite obviously 3 times. So whatever the answer is here, we'll have to bear in mind that 3 other cards are telling us demotion, demotion, demotion. 7 of Cups, keeping options open, and a little bit of delusion, fudging things, making things out to be something that they are not with the 7 of Cups. It's an illusion. It is selling something in a way, spinning something in a way that it's not really. It's not reality. The truth is quite different. The truth is the 3 of Swords above it, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But this is being spun. This is being told to us. It's interesting who's in the background of the 7 of Cups, don't you think? The same lady who's there, interestingly, who's looking terribly disappointed in the 3 of Swords, but now manifesting this new story with rainbows and jewels and stuff, flowers, but also serpents and moons and things. So don't trust the evidence of your own eyes when you get the 7 of Cups. It's being spun, it's being massaged to make it look better than it is. And I can say that very confidently, given those 3 cards that tell me it's an actual demotion, whatever language they use on their website. So Ez has been heading for Africa / South Africa. Oh dear. Is he on his way? Is this a precursor to a big move? Oh, 9 of Swords. Again, the lady in the picture. This is worry, this is anxiety, this is stress. This is big drama potentially happening. It's quiet at the moment because 9 of Swords is a quiet card. It's somebody who knows that something is up and is very worried about it. And I would say that somebody is possibly sleeping alone, either in a hotel or in one of those, how many bedrooms? 9? Sleeping alone, very worried, waiting for the news to come out. It will be big news. And he had allegedly been house hunting in South Africa, for a house for himself. So that story that's been going around. But we've got a very worried person here with the outcome. I'm not seeing somebody actually packing their suitcase and getting on a plane and off they go. But we have stress and anxiety and misfortune and heartache and disappointment and blocked progress and kind of a wait and see vibe over here, wait and see if things improve. They're the only ones who are looking hopeful here, the African Parks people themselves. We're getting spun a story here. And I don't think anyone's really believing it at this point, as our anxiety-ridden lady there in that bed possibly realizes we've got to the 1st of November. We're waiting for the big story that was supposed to break today. So far, nothing. I checked just before I started this reading, but we did have something pop up on Halloween, and I will have a look at that next.